Everybody loves Crash Bandicoot and I am no exception, so today we're going to try and get the Platinum Trophy from Crash Bandicoot 1, which is part of the N.SANE Trilogy. This means that I'll have to beat every level, which includes smashing all the boxes, beating the time trials and defeating the plethora of bosses that are available to us in the game. According to PSN profiles, this is a difficulty of 7 out of 10, it takes one playthrough and approximately 18 hours to complete. Will I crush Crash, or will the pain and suffering be too much to bear? Let's find out. We get our first trophy as early as the first level, and all we have to do here is spin away an extra life. On the first run through, these are everywhere. We decide to do it on the first one that we see. We spin that away. That gives us the trophy. I meant to do that. In the first part of the game, it's best just to run through the levels and enjoy the game that you're playing, and that's what we intend to do. For our next trophy though, we have to spin an enemy into another enemy twice. This is quite easy and you can do it in the first level for the trophy Spin Doctor. We cheated a little bit, we didn't spin, we Aku masked them, but here we are. It is just raining trophies in this first level, and we get our next one for accessing a bonus stage. So here we are collecting the last token that we need. I think it's a Crash sister token or his girlfriend. I can't remember what she is in these first games. But once we collect that and we jump to the portal, we get the trophy. That's what those do. After we've beaten a couple of levels, it's time for our first boss fight. So we go into the fight against Papu Papu. This chubby Samoan isn't really much of a threat and may be one of the easiest bosses that I've ever faced. All we have to do is wait for him to throw his club on the ground and jump on his head. It's so easy that after you hit him, he doesn't even readjust his club. All we have to do is jump on his head 6 times, and once we've done so, he does a beautiful ballet-style pirouette, falls over and gives us our trophy, Papu Popped. And that's simply for beating Papu Papu. After we defeated Chubbs McGee, we decided to get another miscellaneous trophy out of the way. This time it's to defeat 5 enemies with Coco spins, so we select Coco, obviously. And then we just run into the first level, spin away a couple of crabs, and that gives us the trophy No Holes Barred. It turns out that we can get another trophy on the first stage, so that's what we decide to do. We have to get rid of our Aku Aku mask first though, so we spin some TNT and then I think we walk into a skunk. We travel down the path a little bit further and the goal is to get eaten by a plant. Once the plant eats us, we get the trophy Feed Me. Simply to die to the plant. After we beat a few more levels, it's time to face another boss. This time we're on Ripperoo. Ripperoo is a boss who just jumps around the arena. You've got to jump on the TNT and try and set it off in time with where he's going to land. Can be a little bit frustrating because there's no clear way to sort of see where you need to set the TNT off. I'm sure there's people that will disagree with me, but it wasn't that apparent. Other than that, he is quite easy. He jumps in a set pattern, so long as you stay out of the way, you're good. I also didn't realise until I 100%ed the game that there is a ending for Ripperoo where he goes and gets his doctorate in psychology, which I thought was quite funny, so good for Ripperoo. Meanwhile, in the boss fight, you can see I am missing every single one of these TNT crates, so you know, that's 3 in a row. Once you hit him with one of the explosive, he changes his pattern and it's just rinse and repeat. There's not a lot more to this fight. Eventually, we do manage to beat Ripperoo, and we get the trophy Ripperooed. To finish Crash Bandicoot, you have to collect boxes, and once you collect the boxes, it gives you a gem. And you need to collect all the gems in a level to complete that level. Now, if you miss any of the boxes, at the end of the level, it decides to drop them on you to punish Crash. If you miss over 30 boxes, you'll get the trophy, the box that broke the Bandicoot's back, just like so. Poor Crash. The hardest part of the Crash Bandicoot Platinum is without a doubt the time trials. These are just, they suck. They suck hard. But we get our next trophy for earning our 5th relic. So here you can see we are running away from the boulder, just doing a slight bit of platforming. And as soon as we jump in the portal, that is our 5th relic, which we get a gold for. And that's Catch Me If You Can. Next up, we got the key and the gem in Sunset Vista, and you can hear how happy I am about it.
I did it! Yes! Perfect!
Cortex's Craze contest is for earning the key. It's boss time again, and this time we're up against Koala Kong. Koala Kong is a hench koala who throws boulders at you while he hides behind the other side of a river of lava and behind minecarts. It's not a particularly difficult fight, you just have to move out the way of the boulders as they're thrown at you and try and stay away from the TNT as it's about to explode. Eventually Koala Kong will throw a boulder that lands on the ground in front of you. You just need to spin it. So long as there's not a minecart in the way, it will hit him and do him damage. It's rinse and repeat. After we do this for what feels like an eternity, we finally hit the last boulder back at his face, which knocks him out. He gets carried off by a minecart and it gives us the trophy Koala Konked. And that's for defeating Koala Kong. Nice and easy. Speaking of nice and easy, we head to Cortex Power for our next trophy, and for that one we just need to get zapped by a electric tower, and that's for the trophy I See London, I See France, but we had to die. It's boss time again, and this time we have to defeat Pinstripe Patoro. All we have to do is hide behind this chair, and then when he goes to reload, we just pop out and smack him in the face. Do this 6 or 7 times, and that'll give us the trophy Pinstripe Patooey. Nice and easy. All the bosses in this game are nice and easy, actually, now that I think about it. Once you've got yourself a coloured gem, this will open up alternative routes in some of the levels. Here we got the blue gem, and it opened up this route. As soon as we jumped on it, we got the A Hidden Gem trophy for discovering a gem path after we've earned a coloured gem. We get another trophy. This time Embryo has turned into the Incredible Hulk after we defeated his first stage, and all we got to do is jump on his head. This is the second stage of his fight, but once we bonk him on the head for the final time, he crashes through the window and he gives us the trophy Nitrous Broken, defeating Embryo. Just like we got a trophy for beating the penultimate boss, we're going to get one for beating the final boss, which is Dr. Neocortex. He's really simple. You literally just hit the green shots back at him and that will kill him, which will give you the trophy Cortex Incapacitated. At this stage we've played through the game, we've beaten the story, and we've come out with 16 trophies in total, which is pretty good going. However, this is the part where the difficulty really spikes up, because the only trophies that we have left now are to collect all of the relics, collect all of the gems, and to get a key in Jaws of Darkness. There's also earning 99 lives as well, but you can just replay the first level over and over again. So this is where the difficulty really hits a bit of a spike. This involves a lot of me dying, like a lot of me dying. The only way to get through the time trials is by trial and error. It's by going over it again and again and again. And there's one level in particular, I think it's the high road, where it just sucks. It's so much death. And in fact, I'm going to show you a little bit here. While I'm being tortured in the background, I'll go through my strategy here, and it's just to try it over and over again, just not get stressed out. Try to see every time that you fail as a learning experience and try to learn the pattern of the level that you're about to do. Once you do that, you can triumph over even the hardest ones like the High Road and Sunset Vista. I named those two specifically because they both suck. Back to the trophies now. We actually get our next one on a relatively easy level, and that's just for earning the 10th relic that is gold or better. So I do a bit of traversing through these plants, and that gives me the trophy Could Go All the Way. After being caught in trampoline hell, we finally get our 13th gem, and that gives us the trophy More Gems Are Better Than None. And that's for breaking all the boxes, just like the time trials are breaking our spirit. Speaking of broken spirits, we decided to do something to lift them, and that was to go and give ourselves 99 lives. So what we did was we just kept replaying the first level, gathering all the Wumpa fruits to the point that we earned 99 lives. We hit our Aku Aku here, run through it, grab some more fruit, and boom, that's on cloud 99. For this next trophy, we got the key in the Jaws of Darkness, which is easier said than done. That platforming section is quite challenging. And we actually missed 2 boxes to get another gem, so a bit heartbreaking. But when we finished the level, it did give us the trophy Cortex's Terrifying Trial. Not to be defeated after missing 2 boxes, we jumped straight back into the level and tried to obtain them. This time we were successful. The missing 2 boxes are a little bit early and you have to jump on a box and jump up to find these 2 boxes, and an easy one to miss. But once we got that, that was our 26th gem, and that gave us the ultimate gem path. That leaves us with just 1 trophy left for the Platinum, and that's the damn time trials. Now, some of these were fun, don't get me wrong, some of them were quite challenging, and it was quite nice learning the level and getting faster and faster. And there's a bit of competitive spirit in the nature of time trials, whereby you just try to outdo yourself either by distance travelled or by the time it takes you to complete the level. But some of them, the High Road, I'm looking at you, and Sunset Vista were just agony, like just awful to complete. And this is where the pain of the game comes in, because there is nothing worse than getting all the way to the end of the level and failing at the last jump when you were on a par to get a gold trophy. It is soul destroying when you get that. Fortunately though, just like in this one here, we actually found that on the first run we were clearing the time trial and getting a gold trophy, meaning that we didn't have to do it. Before I knew what was happening, we were down to 1 time trial left, Sunset Vista. For the life of me, I cannot tell you why I left this one to last. Maybe I just like to torture myself, but this should have been one of the ones that I got out of the way nice and early so that I didn't have to deal with it. Like the High Road. After banging my head against the wall for what must have been about 45 minutes, I finally finished the level, only to get a sapphire relic. I'm not going to lie, this hurt. And when I tried to run it back, I was immediately killed by some bats, I think. But I did not come all this way just to fail. So I booted up the level again and decided to attack it with a fresh resolve. Especially after how close I came last time. I appreciate I was probably about 15 seconds off, but I really felt that this was achievable if I didn't fail at the last hurdle. I adopted a safe approach for this strategy. I decided it was best not to try and force the issue too much, as there's a lot of times where you could wait. And actually the timing is quite generous in this level. It's just that you put yourself under that pressure in order to try and achieve that gold relic. The problem with this level is that the level is so dang long. I mean, it's 4 minutes that you've got to lock in and try and get through the level your fastest. That's quite a long period of time. Even the High Road, I think, was only like 1:15. So it's 1:15 of intense concentration. This is double the time and then some. And that's the real challenge of this level. I nearly die here, actually, and I decided to play it safe. And that's what I'm talking about with this strategy. I decided it was better to stay alive than it was to risk it and have to have another go. It just didn't seem worth it to me. I would argue, actually, that this climb goes as well as any of this climb could go. As you can see, I'm hitting every jump first time. I managed to get the time boxes, and we're making really good progress heading up the wall. I felt quite confident in this approach. Once you know the timing, this next part is probably the easiest part of the entire level. Once you've done it a couple of times and you know which blocks are going to pop out and where to jump and when to jump, it's actually quite straightforward. There's not a lot to say about this, but this next climb, although it's probably the easiest climb in the level, it's still quite tricky, and I get got by the bats just to show that it's not flawless. It's a little bit more waiting around to get to the top of this part, but this is definitely one of the easier climbs in this section. This part's mostly about just staying cool, staying calm, making the easy jumps and not panicking. I come up against the dinosaur that jumps across the ledges and actually double back so that he comes to me, as opposed to meeting him in midair and taking the chance that I could end the run. It's just safer to play it that way, and we're still making good time. This next part can be quite tricky, but you just got to be brave and know when to go. They've all got the same pattern, so once you figure out the pattern, you can know when to approach and when to make your jumps. It's only a couple more jumps and then we're at the final climb of the level. This is without a doubt the hardest part of the level. This is the final climb, and the way that the platforms aren't synchronized to each other just adds a whole new layer of difficulty. It's actually at this point when disaster strikes. This was the part that killed me on my Sapphire run, so I thought the run was dead. I figured I would play it out just for the experience and to see if I learn anything so that doesn't happen again, but otherwise my hope had gone. Falling a second time on this was just as soul-destroying as the first. But I did have a look down at the timer and thought, do you know what, it could still be on. Picked myself up and I got back onto the climb. We started ascending, we made every single jump first time, and before we knew it, we were at the top of the tower. I had reached the top and only had a couple of jumps to go, so I decided to push on. I had an Aku mask in my possession, so I decided I would just attack the enemy and power through it and jump into the portal. As soon as I did, I got my gold trophy for beating all 26 relics, and that popped the Platinum, the Intrepid Crash Bandicoot. So there we have it. That's the Platinum on Crash Bandicoot 1. Would I recommend this game? I absolutely would recommend the game. It's a lot of fun and it holds up even better than I thought it did. It's well worth playing again if you haven't already beaten it. If you're still here, thank you for watching and consider leaving a like and a subscription if you haven't done so already. I'll catch you on the next one.